Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at Neuroshima Hex, which is based on the 2007 board game. The iOS version of Neuroshima Hex was released in 2010, but has recently just gotten an update to version 2.0, which has added many features such as online play, and has improved the app overall. In Neuroshima Hex, players are trying to damage the other player's HQ by placing tiles on a hex grid, and placing these tiles in such a way that they will be disadvantaged to the opponent and help them. In Neuroshima Hex, players start with a hand of 3 tiles each turn and must discard one and can play the other 2 or retain them for a later turn. When players place tiles, they use their effects based on the markings on the tile. When a battle tile is played, a battle takes place, which units move in initiative order. So if a unit dies before its initiative arrives, it will not have a chance to use its ability. Play continues until all tiles have been placed, and the player with the most strength left on their HQ tile wins, or if a player's HQ is destroyed, they lose the game, and in a 2-player game, that would mean the game is over. Setting up a game in Neuroshima Hex is fairly simple. Players hit play, and they can play a quick game, which just starts with random armies, or a custom game where they can select the number of players, whether they're human or AI players, and the strength of the AI players, as well as which army they and the other players will use. This is all very simple and done through touch controls and is pretty intuitive, but there also is a tutorial on this system. In-game, everything is done through dragging and dropping and touch controls. It is very intuitive, but there can sometimes be a little bit of a learning curve when players are trying to understand when they must confirm certain moves and those types of things. As mentioned, Neuroshima Hex in this version features an updated tutorial that not only teaches you how to play the game, but also is great at teaching you the interface at the same time. The heart of the version 2.0 update is the online system. This is something players have been waiting for, and let me tell you that it does not disappoint. There are some great features, cool new avatars, a in-game lobby, a way to set up several games and be playing several games at once asynchronously. The app is great at alerting you when it is your turn in these games by sending you push notifications. There are a couple of downsides with the system. One is that you do have to create a new account for the game. However, one advantage of this is that you can have multiple profiles on a single device or a single app. The other thing that you must do is to invite friends. You actually must send them an email via the in-game system, and they will receive the invite and then can join via their mail client rather than something like a Game Center push notification. These are maybe not the norm, but once you learn these features, they are quite usable. The in-game online has some great advantages, such as it will tell you when the other player is online and show you the moves that they have made while you were away. The other great feature of Neuroshima Hex Online is that the servers at this point are almost constantly full. There are always games to play, and if you create a game, even though there don't seem to be a lot on the list, it will be joined almost immediately. The client also features a chat feature, which is a great option and works well while both players are online. Version 2 still retains the leaderboards and achievements from the old version, but it would be great to see a leaderboard implemented with online play and maybe an ELO system put into place. But as it stands now, these achievements give some direction and some challenge to your solo play if you are interested in that sort of thing. I would be remiss if I did not mention the 2 in-app purchases of the Neo Jungle and the New York Army. These armies add new ways to play and currently are only 99 cents, so I would definitely recommend picking them up if you're a fan of the game. Neuroshima Hex is like an old friend. It's been around since we started this blog and has still stood as one of the best designed games on iOS. With this latest update, it allows this game to be more playable by more people at more times. I have to say, the Neuroshima Hex still does things that currently released apps haven't even begun to imagine. The design is great, the game choice fits perfectly on iOS, and the way it was implemented really allows players to understand and to easily grasp what's going on. As I said, Neuroshima Hex does an excellent job of mimicking its board game counterpart, but it also feels so unique on iOS that for a new player, they could think it's just its own game rather than focusing on its board game counterpart. My only real complaint with the current version of Neuroshima Hex is that I do wish the online had used more of a Game Center account, and also that players were capable of being invited in a simpler manner. However, as it stands, the game is still very excellent, and the online play is currently very populated and something that I believe will definitely bring me back to the game and will bring other players back to the game, as it just offers more chances to play this very excellent strategy game. This is one to pick up right away if you don't already own it. It's an excellent game with an excellent implementation and shows what really can be done on iOS. I say buy it right now.